Hi everyone, hope you're all staying safe at home and entertaining yourselves as best as you can. My name's Sophie and this here is Brad. Now, Brad is starting to really struggle because he hasn't seen his barber for the past 3 weeks or maybe even more. So, like all this craze that's been going on at the minute, he's considering shaving all of his hair off. But what I wanted to do was talk to everyone about how much your hair actually grows within about 3 week period. So Brad's hair has probably only grown about 7 or 8 millimeters by now. So that's quite manageable. Um, what I wanted to do was to try and talk everybody out of shaving their hair first of all by teaching you a few wee methods just to tidy it up slightly. If you see here around the ears, it's starting to get a bit straggly. The front of the hair there, its fringe is getting really long, so I thought I could show you how to maybe tidy those areas up. But if you are adamant that you're going to shave your head, then I want you to be able to do it safely. So I'm going to show you what kinds of equipment that you need and what you should do to make sure that everything's all sterilised and keeping everything as safe as possible, really. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is make sure everything's nice and clean and sterilised. Not everybody's going to have the likes of the clipper side, obviously, at home unless you are a hairdresser or barber yourself. But what's equally as good is your Dettol wipes for your clippers. So if you take one wipe and just wipe over the top of this part here to sterilise and just in here as well. And also your main clippers too, if you're using those, you're going to wipe across here and across here just to make sure everything's nice and sterile. What you could do is you could tidy up around the ears and the back of the neck. Now, if you haven't got anybody to help you, maybe just tidying around the ears, the parts that you can see, will make you feel like your hair's a little bit more manageable. So to do that, what we're going to do is take these clippers and we're going to go around the ears. And then we can move down into the back of the neck. Just tidying away anything that doesn't follow this line. So whenever you are clippering down into the back of the neck, all you're doing is removing any hairs that don't follow the natural hairline there. So if you've got any on the neck, that's what's coming away. So you could have some on this side and this side here. So your clippers, if you run up the way towards the head and stop whenever you get to the longer hair, make sure not to actually go into your haircut. So you're going to do that on both sides. And all you're doing is just tidying the hair around the ears. Okay, and then once that's done, if you have a beard as well, what you could do is you could tidy up the side of the beard. So just make sure that the line continues from the top of your ear and follows nice and straight down into the beard. Okay, so the next thing we could do is tidy up this fringe a little bit. So as you can see there, it's getting into his eyes. What I wouldn't advise is that whenever you go in to cut it, that you go straight across. What that'll do is leave it very bowl looking, you know, across the eyebrows there. Whereas whenever we're trying to keep the edges nice and soft, what you're going to do is you're going to point cut the length off it. So to do that, what you need is a comb and a set of scissors. And what you're going to do is hold the hair really nice and low down and with your fingers nearly touching the face. So we're not going to be pulling it out here to cut. We're going to hold it nice and low. And the best thing to do is take small amounts at a time because you can't stick it back on again. So just cutting up into the hair and taking small amounts at a time. It's not just in his eyes as much as what it was. Okay, so you've watched this video and you're still adamant that you're shaving all the hair off. So what I'm going to do is just show you how to safely do that and what kind of equipment that you actually need. So what you're going to need is a proper set of clippers, and again you're going to sterilise them the same way I showed you at the start. And what you're going to do is you're going to select the number you want to go for. So on the clipper guard you get a number, so it says here number 5, but it also has millimetres, so do not get the two confused. And number 5 is actually 16 millimetres, whereas 5 millimetres would be completely different. So make sure and get your numbers right before you actually put them on. So to put one on, what you're doing is take the teeth of the clippers and go up in underneath the teeth of the underside of the clipper guard and listen for the click. Okay, so if it doesn't click, it's not on properly, and then you could have a disaster where you go in, start to shave the hair, and then the clipper guard comes off and you end up with no hair at all. So once you have your clipper guard securely on, then what you want to do is you want to switch them on, and again you're listening for a click, and you know that they're working properly. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start in at the back of the neck, and you're always going against the direction of the hair growth. If you're doing it on yourself, you may need a mirror in behind you so that you can see, but if someone else is doing it for you, you're lucky enough to have someone to do that, they're going to start at the back of the neck and work their way up. So if the hair is growing down the way, you're going to clipper up against that. Same on the sides. The hair is growing down the way, so you're going to clipper up. And then on the top of the head, you're going to start the front of the forehead and go back towards the crown. You may need to run over it 2 or 3 times to make sure everything's nice and even, but as long as you keep the clipper guard connected to the head at all times, the hair will end up the same length the whole way over. Whereas if you hover it above, or say you connect it to the head in one part and then lift it off slightly in another, it's going to be uneven. So make sure that the clipper guard is connected at all times with the hair. Okay guys, hopefully you all enjoyed that and maybe learned something, and I just wanted to let you know that your hairdressers and barbers are going to be absolutely delighted to see you when lockdown's all over. So hopefully everyone stays safe and stays at home and doesn't have too many hair disasters. Thanks, bye.